Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Welcome.
children of all ages, yesterday
Welcome to this classroom.
we worked on simplifying fractions by finding the greatest common factor. I gave you 8 problems to do yesterday. I had you do them in your journal so that when we go over them today, you'll be able to follow along and see how you did. After you did them in your journal, you wrote them on a note card and turned them in. I have yet to grade the note card, so if you see a mistake while we're going through this, it might be a great idea for you to correct the mistake that you might have made. Problem number 1 was 8/64. Remember, when we're simplifying fractions, we need to find all of the factors of the numerator and all the factors of the denominator. And as I said, the divisibility rules are very handy if you read them. A multiplication chart would be very handy if you used it. Ian, what are my factors of 8?
It's
1, 8, 2, and 4. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Kendall, what are my factors of 64?
1, 64.
It should be in your journal. This was the first problem we did yesterday. 8 times 8.
Yeah.
Did you not do yet the work yesterday? Makes me sad. Angela. 4 times 16. 2 times 32. Okay, if you don't have these down, make sure this is in your journal. The note card should just have the answers. The note card should just have the answers. Matthew B. What do they have in common? So Matthew B, what is the greatest common factor? 8. So the greatest common factor is 8. Now once you know the greatest common factor, all you have to do is divide the numerator by that factor. So 8 divided by 8 and 64 divided by 8. And this will give us our simplified fraction. Jabril, what is 8 divided by 8? 1. Victoria, what is 64 divided by 8? 8. So 1/8 is equivalent to 8/64. Okay, same process every time. I knew 3 wasn't a factor because the sum of 6 and 4 is 10, and 3 doesn't go into 10 evenly. So if I use my divisibility rules, it makes it very easy. Oh, the next one was 40/64. Awesome thing about that is you've already done the 64 if you did the work in your journal and left it. That's kind of another reason why I had you do it in your journal. So let me put that back up there. 64, 2, 32, 4, 16, 8, and 8. You should already have that. So then we just have to do the factors of 40. Cam, can you help me with the factors of 40?
1 times 40. 10 times 4. 5 times 8.
And 2 times 20. Good. Good. Caroline, what do they have in common?
1, 2, 4.
1, 1, 2, 4, and 8. So our greatest common factor is then 8. So I divide both my numerator and denominator by 8. And Andres, what is 40 divided by 8? 5. And Natalie, what is 64 divided by 8? So we have 5/8. You said 5, right? So that should simplify down to 5/8. Huh? I know, that's why I'm going over these.
I see what I did wrong.
And 50/60ths. Some of these I can use some common sense on. We don't always have to find the greatest common factor. We can find a factor that goes into both of these. I know 2 will go into both of them because they're both even. I know 5 will go into both of them because they both end in 0. Any others numbers that will go into both of them? Luna? 10 will go into both of them because they both end in a 0. So let's see. Luna, what is 50 divided by 10?
5.
5. And 60 divided by 10?
6.
6. Now we could have done divided by 2 and taken it down to 25/30ths and then divided by 5 and it would have gone down to 5/6. So you don't always have to find the greatest common factor. You can find a common factor and then just move it down one step at a time. You just got to make sure when you're finally done, they only have a common factor of 1. Man, Miss Davis is rocking out. Hopefully you're writing all these down in case they show up on a test so that you can have your notes. 18/27. Let's think of some. Let's go with Ilaria.
Yes.
Give me a factors. Just give me something that'll divide into both 18 and 27.
3.
3. 3 will divide into both 18 and 27. Okay, so Ilaria, what is 18 divided by 3?
6.
6. And what is 27 divided by 3?
9.
9. Ilaria, can you think of any other numbers besides 1 that'll divide evenly into 6 and 9? 3. Good. So I can divide this by 3 again, and I'm going to get 2/3. So if the greatest common factor would have been 9. But sometimes it's easier just to take it one step at a time. You just have to make sure when you get to an answer that they don't have something bigger in common. Like, we could have divided these both by 9 and been done. But if we just take it and made it 2 steps, it's pretty much just as easy. We had 3/24. Lots of questions on this one. Another way you can look at this is we can look at our numerator and ask ourselves, self, does my numerator go into my denominator? Does 3 go into 24? Yes, it does. So if 3 goes into 24, then the greatest common factor is going to be
3.
that number. So if my numerator goes evenly into my denominator, then my greatest common factor will be whatever my numerator is. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that's another way you can look at it. So we've looked at going with the greatest common factor. We've looked at simplifying it in more than one step. We've looked at checking the numerator and see if the numerator goes into the denominator. Man, we're learning so much today. And we're writing all these notes in our journal. You know what else is cool, Cheyenne, about writing our notes in our journal? Is now we know we'll have the right answer. So that when I check the cards and I grade the cards tomorrow, everybody in here will have a correct answer. It's absolutely amazing. 8/12. Let's ask first, Natalie. Does 8 go into 12 evenly? No? 8 won't go into 12 evenly, will it? 8, 16, no, so it's not going to go in evenly. Let's do the factors of 8, which you've already done on your paper, right?
Yeah.
So that should make it easy. So Natalie, what are the factors of 8? 1 and 8. 2 and 4. Awesome. Factors of 12, Reese.
1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4.
Ian, what all do they have in common? They have a 4 in common. Anything else? They have 2's in common. Anything else? 1's in common. So Ian, what is my greatest common factor? 4. The greatest common factor equals 4. If I divide these both by 4. Evelyn, what is 8 divided by 4? 2, awesome. And another way you could do this, if you've written it down like this, you can go 8 divided by 4 equals 2.
Yeah.
So 12 divided by 4 equals what?
3.
3. Good job.
That's what I did at home.
Okay, because you've already done the multiplication once, so make it easy, especially if you write it down in a T-chart kind of like this. A T-chart kind of like this, because that's the way people sometimes do it. So let's look at 30/80ths. 30/80ths. Let's see. Lillian, do you know of any number that goes into both 30 and 80?
10.
Okay, 10. 10 will go into both of them. So let's first try 10. Okay, so Lillian, what is 30 divided by 10? 3. And Evelyn, what is 80 divided by 10? 8. Awesome. Now we can check. We've already done on our paper the factors of 3 are 1 and 3. So if 3 isn't a factor of 8, in which it's not, because we've already done that on our paper. So that's another reason I ask you not to erase your work. Because a lot of people ask me questions, they say, I don't get it. And if you erased all your work, I can't tell you where you messed up. As long as I can find your answer, I'd rather you not erase your work. And then we have 8/48. Let's go Hunter. Does 8 go into 48 evenly? Yes, it does. 8 does go into 48 evenly, so that means my greatest common factor is going to be 8. And Honeyleth, what is 8 divided by 8? 1. And Honeyleth, what is 48 divided by 8? 6. And 1/6 is simplified. Anytime, if you have a fraction that has a numerator of 1, it's already simplified. If there's only a difference of 1, like 1/2, 1 is 1 more than, or 1 less than 2. So if your numerator is just 1 less than your denominator, it's already simplified. So that is those 8 problems. You'll make sure you put it on the note card with the correct answers. and put it in that tray, and if you accidentally turned in the incorrect answers, you'll make sure you take that paper out of the tray, so I can put in 100 for everyone. Boom, shakalaka, peace out, God bless, love you, do something kind
Save
today,
the
save the
bees.
bees.